What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Murray Sports Story back again with another video, man. We got a football video, and I'm joined with, for the first time on the channel, Reek Knows Hoops, even though we talking about football. But Reek, introduce yourself to the people.
Hey man, I should have changed my name to Rick Knows Football for the pod, man. But hey, I mean, you called it, man. I usually talk basketball, but I work in the NFL, so I felt like my expertise in the field would be good for this video, man.
For sure, for sure. And we got Reek on this episode because we're going to be talking about his Lions. Now, before we even start, I put y'all on a C tier. I put y'all on a C tier in my initial tier list video, and y'all came out week 1 and beat the Chiefs. And y'all been balling. Y'all really have been balling this season. So we're gonna start off with the 4-1 record. All right, 4-1, and the only loss is in overtime. I think that's pretty damn impressive. I can't lie.
Yeah, for sure. That loss to Seattle still rubs me the wrong way because that's a game that we definitely could have won and probably should have won. But Seattle's a really good team, so sometimes good teams find ways to win those kind of games. But I mean, outside of that, man, the team's been playing the brand of football that they've been preaching all off season, all during training camp, just being tough, winning in the trenches, the grit mindset. That's really what it's been, man. Been an efficient offense. I think the defense has really surprised some people. Kind of surprised me too. I didn't know what to expect because there were so many moving pieces coming in this offseason, but guys have really been balling out on that side of the ball. You could argue the defense has really been the engine of the team so far. That's how good they've been playing. But even saying that, a top 10 offense still. Just coming off a big game last week when a lot of guys were missing time, was able to really comfortably have our best offensive game of the season. Defense made some big time plays too. And tough game coming up with Tampa Bay, but definitely a winnable game on the road because I feel like we've been playing really well on the road. 2-0 so far, chance to go 3-0 on the road. It's been a pretty good start.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And the defense has also surprised me, man. Y'all was a bottom tier defense last year. Lost y'all so many games. The offensive production, not surprising. Maybe some additions, how well they've been able to mesh is a little bit surprising, but they've been balling for this year and throughout the entirety of last year too. But it's really that defense that has surprised me in these 5 games. Y'all been playing really, really well. We're gonna pivot away from the team and more so focus on the Jared Goff, man. Hey, it looked like he might have revitalized his career on the Lions, which is crazy to say because how many players go to the Lions to revitalize their career? It that's an oxymoron almost. But hey, quarterback been going crazy. I've been a very vocal Jared Goff, critic, but starting from last year and keeping forward towards this year, even really torching the league, man, for real.
Yeah, it's great to see because he definitely got the bulk of the blame, with how the Rams situation ended, those last couple of years there after the Super Bowl and stuff. And really, I would say going into last season, I was talking to some friends. This was even before I started working for the team, really keeping up with the Lions that much. I was I feel like Jared Goff's a little underrated now because I feel like he had a good introduction season in Detroit. It wasn't crazy or nothing, but it was solid. And then last season he goes out, I think he threw 28 touchdowns, only 7 picks. The last 10 games or so, he didn't throw an interception. Really taking care of the ball, making the right throws. And it's really translated into this season as well. And you can just tell he's even more comfortable in the offense. He's getting everybody involved, even outside of the top weapons. Everybody's having a chance to, achieve something in the receiving game. And that's, his leadership, man, has really popped off to me, what I've been seeing from up close and stuff. So yeah, he's been great, man. I still think he's so underrated. When people talk about
he is a little underrated.
When people talk about the best quarterbacks this season, he doesn't get brought up too often for real, but he's still super efficient. He's taking care of the football at still a pretty good rate, making the right throws, throwing for a lot of touchdowns too. Maybe the yards and stuff doesn't pop off the chart like that, but he can throw the ball downfield too and push it downfield a little more. So he's been great this season, man, and he's one of the big reasons why a 4-1 start has happened so far.
Nah, for sure. Talking about some of the other members of that offense, man. Laporta been going crazy. He a rookie, if I'm not mistaken, right? Laporta's a rookie.
Yep.
What a pickup from this year's draft. Sun Guy been going crazy as well, and you got the addition because of the new gambling policy that the NFL installed. Jameson Williams got let off his suspension early, I believe. I don't remember how long it would have been, but he got let off early. So that's Amon-Ra, that's J-Mo, that's Laporta, that's who did y'all brought in? DeAndre Swift? That's who y'all brought in?
Nah, Swift left in the offseason. We got David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs.
David Montgomery? Oh, damn. I know he got hurt, though.
He's healthy.
He didn't get hurt?
No, he's healthy. He missed one game. Like, I think he missed it was against Atlanta. I think he missed that game.
That might be week 3. I thought he had missed more than that. But, hey, good that he's healthy. No, he went off one of those games, didn't he? For, like, a buck 20 and, like, 2 touchdowns or something like that?
Thursday night, a couple weeks ago in Green Bay, he had, like, 120 something on the ground, 3 touchdowns.
Ridiculous.
First game back off injury, man. Yeah, David, he's crazy. He's a workhorse for sure.
Nah, bro. But y'all really, really, really got some talent on that offensive side of the ball. And a lot of people probably would have looked at this team going into the season and be like, well, it's Jared Goff at quarterback. Similar to how some people have been looking at Brock Purdy and be like, well, they got Brock Purdy at quarterback. But nah, man, hey, you put the right amount of talent and the right amount of coaching, he can hoop, and he been hooping for real.
Yeah.
Switching to the coaching, though, the coaching improvements over, I don't even want to say just this year because I could see that y'all were becoming a good team last year. It was just unfortunate the way shit shook out. Y'all defense was literally just not up to par. It was terrible. But I saw the coaching improvements from last season, and they compounded onto this season now that y'all are, like, I would say, actually a good football team all around. So how you been liking the coaching so far this season?
Man, Dan Campbell's one of them coaches that, like, he gets you hyped up to play even if you're not a player. Like, you just get hyped up just hearing them talk, whether it's to the media or to the team. Like, he's just that type of dude that can get guys motivated. And I think you can just see it all throughout the team. And I think that's why the defense has really stepped up this year. Because, like how you said, like, it's been kind of like a process, like rebuilding the culture. I think this is the year where it's like really clicking. Like last year, it was starting, like the offense was getting better, but now it's like the defense is up to par too with the offense. And you can just see like Coach Campbell's energy is like throughout this team. And like, defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn's done a great job. Ben Johnson has done an amazing job with that offense. He be cooking up some insane plays. I know you saw the like triple flea flicker last week. Like, he be cooking up some stuff.
The Niners had copied. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, George Kittle was like, he was like, they were in our play. Yeah, but yeah, the coach, man, some of the best coaching that I've been able to see up front. I'll say that much. Like, you can just tell like these guys are very methodical about their approach the game the right way. Like, that's just what you want to see with a coaching staff, and they've done an amazing job, man. But I know they're not satisfied. Like, they want bigger goals than just starting off 4-1, maybe winning the division. Like, the goals is definitely bigger than just those.
And I can't lie, I'm happy for Dan Campbell because I think y'all was 0-3 that year where y'all played us. I'm a Ravens fan, if you didn't know. Y'all played us, and then Justin Tucker had that kick. Y'all was 0-3 that took y'all to 0-4. And my heart, I ain't gonna lie, my heart broke for Dan Campbell, bro, because he really wanted to get that team that first win, and it was gonna be that one until it wasn't, unfortunately. But yeah, man, Ben Johnson, he been cooking up some dastardly plays, and that's one thing I like. Y'all not afraid to get creative with the play calling. It's always good to see a team like run, pass, stuff like that, mix it up, but you getting creative with the flea flicker that led to a touchdown. It seemed like those always lead to touchdowns, but like, not being afraid to take a chance out there. And your offense hasn't committed that many turnovers, so clearly it's working. Clearly it's working.
Yeah,
and like I'm happy that the Lions are good at football. It felt like the Lions were just, at least in my lifetime, I'm only 21. The Lions were either terrible or they was just like, who cares? It's the Lions. And now they seeing some relevance because, the NFC North does not look good outside of the Lions, and it's looking like they're gonna run away with the division. And we're gonna get your thoughts about that later. But yeah, man, I'm happy to see the Lions playing good football, looking like a real playoff team right now, and they looking like one of the top teams in the NFC.
Yeah, that's facts, man. Like, I'm 23, and I've been watching football since like 2009. So even in my football lifetime watching the game, like, I think I've seen like 2 Lions playoff games. They lost both of them. They were both on the road. One was against my
And it
Saints.
was both L's, yeah.
Yeah, one was against my Saints. The other, I think, was in Dallas. Like it, you can just tell, like, it's a different vibe, like, in the city. Like fans are excited. Like, they've been waiting to have a team that they really think can win a division, host a home game in the playoffs, maybe make a deep run. Like, they've been waiting for this for a long time. And the energy, like, at Ford Field every Sunday at a home game, like, I can't compare it to anything else that I've experienced, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I guess I'm gonna have to imagine it because it looked like they might get a home playoff game, but that first home playoff game in I don't know how long at Ford Field, crowd gonna be like crazy.
32 years or something like that.
Ooh,
like, it's been a long time.
Crazy. the crowd really gonna be hyped for that. But speaking back on the NFC North, man, are you surprised that I don't want to say are you surprised that you're in first place, but are you surprised at how bad the rest of the conference is? Like, I feel like the Vikings should have more than one win right now, and I feel like the Bears are worse than I thought they'd be, and the Packers, I don't really know what I thought they would be, but I don't know. The NFC North is just disappointed outside the Lions.
Yeah, I definitely expected to win the division. Maybe that's bias, but I think part of it is just like the belief in the team, like just what I saw like during camp and stuff, just really bought into the culture. But I am a little surprised like the division hasn't been up to par. I kind of expected like the Vikings to regress some, but not like where they are right now. Like they look like they could be in like the Caleb Williams sweepstakes if they really want to be, you know, especially with Justin Jefferson being out for however long. So that kind of surprised me because they won a lot of.
They didn't they put him on IR?
Yeah, so he's out at least the next 4 weeks. So
crazy,
you know, and they won like a ton of close games last year. So it's like, obviously in any sport, like we was on the pod talking about the Kings last night. Like the Kings are probably going to regress because they won a lot of close games last year. That's how I thought about the Vikings too. But it's like all the close games they've had now, they're losing every single one when they were winning every single one last year. So it's tough for them. I definitely expected the Bears to take a little bit of a step forward. They've looked better the last couple of weeks, so let's see maybe if they can string some wins together. And Green Bay, like, they looked good early on. Maybe Aaron Jones being out's like been very tough on them in their offense, but you know they've lost a few games that have definitely been winnable. You know, week 2 in Atlanta was a winnable game. This past Monday night in Vegas was a very winnable game. So I guess I am a little bit surprised that it feels like now it's the Lions division to lose.
All right, so Reek's browser crashed twice while we was talking about that last topic, but we weren't really talking about nothing too crazy. He was saying that he was a little shocked that now the NFC North has basically turned into the Lions division to lose. But I mean, hey, football is weird like that because of course it is. Nobody predicted the Vikings and the Bears to both start off 0-4. So it's crazy. But I'm gonna have to eat a little bit of crow, just a little bit, not the full bird, because the season's not over with yet. But I placed y'all in a C tier. And as of 5 weeks into the NFL season, y'all are not a C tier team. So here are some teams that I placed with y'all in that C tier: the Miami Dolphins, Cleveland Browns, Denver Broncos, ironically, the Green Bay Packers, Los Angeles Rams, and the New York Giants. So, yeah, my tier list was bad, and I'm going to get good content out of shitting on it later in the year. But let me get your thoughts on that. I kind of had you with some interesting teams. So, yeah, let me know if you need me to repeat any. But what you think about me having y'all on the C tier?
Well, the one thing, like, making predictions like that is almost – you kind of set yourself up to be wrong because it's tough to make predictions. It's so tough to make like those type of preseason takes, man. But
like prime example, I had the Bengals in A tier.
So, yeah, and who could have predicted Joe Burrow's calf would have messed with him that much? Like, but you know, I think it's kind of a little valid to have like those takes on the Lions before the season because I feel like the disparity was either like people thought this is a Super Bowl team, or they just thought, like you said, maybe a low-end playoff team, like 7, 8, 9 win type of team. So I don't think that's like really crazy to have them in like a C tier before the season. If you were to adjust it, where would you have us now? Like, would we be a B tier team, A tier maybe?
So if I was to adjust it now, there wouldn't be. Well, no, I would almost laugh. If I was to adjust it now, I was gonna say there wouldn't be an S tier team, but the S tier team it would only be one, and it would be the Niners.
Yeah.
I'd probably put y'all. Nah, y'all would be solidly in A tier. 4-1 record came out and won in very convincing fashion, and y'all wins, and your loss is OT, so not a bad loss at all, and to a team that's not bad right now. So y'all would be a solid A tier team. But yeah, before we get on up out of here, I gotta ask you a question.
Okay.
And it's week 5, so no pressure with this, but I gotta ask you, how far you think they could take this? How far you see this Lions team going, man? To be honest.
If I'm being like 1,000% honest,
Let's assume like a 3 seed and you win the division, obviously. So you would have to play that first week. You don't get to bye.
I think this team could make it to a title game, to the NFC Championship game. I really
That's
do.
valid.
Like,
That's valid.
I could see it. And that might be like, it might seem crazy because this team hasn't made the playoffs under this coaching staff, haven't made the playoffs in like 6-7 years or something like that. It's been a long time. So it might sound crazy, but I just believe in the culture and the brand of football that I'm seeing. This is stuff that translates into January, into those late games. You might have to go on the road. Like, I feel like this brand of football really travels well. So I can see this team making it to the NFC title game.
It also helps that you have a quarterback that is, he didn't play well in that Super Bowl, but he's been to a Super Bowl. So it's not really that crazy pressure on him because he's never been in the moment. He's been in a championship game. Has he been in multiple championship games? I don't think so. Well, he's been in at least one. Yeah, he's been in at least one, and he's made it to a Super Bowl. So odds are with a guy like that at quarterback, and he's balling out, and your offense is already good enough, and you got good coaching, and everything's starting to mesh well. You get hot at the right time, strike iron shit. They could be Super Bowl champions, but I think that a championship game berth at least is pretty realistic for this team at this point. We still, I was gonna say we still haven't seen which teams are truly elite, but I think we know which teams are truly elite. One of the teams that we thought might have been truly elite just got embarrassed by the other one. So, that's that on that. But
the NFC definitely
I like it.
The NFC definitely seems a little more like straightforward. Like,
yeah, it's very
Niners. Like you say, Niners
heavy.
Super elite. The Eagles, even though their wins haven't been pretty, they're still winning a lot of, like, they're undefeated.
And I'm still
right
placing
now.
them in that elite tier. You can win ugly if you show me that you were an elite team in the past. And it's not like they've made any changes for real.
Offense is starting to get better. Yeah, it's starting to get like really ramp up now. And it's like you look at like the rest of the conference, like Seattle's cool. Like,
they can make the playoffs.
The Rams have been okay. Like,
they might make the playoffs, like stuff like that.
The South is kind of a mess. Like, the Saints are 3-2, Falcons 3-2, Tampa's leading the division right now, 3-1. Like, it's pretty like cut and dry. Like, you see who the like probably the top 2 teams are, and then Detroit's probably like right behind. Like, even though the record says that, but like I think when you watch, you see like, okay, this is definitely one of the best 3 teams in the conference.
Yeah, if I had to compare, and only because it's fresh in my mind, the NFC right now looks like the Western Conference last season. How it was one team where it was like, all right, they're clearly the best team, and then it was like, all right, these teams are decent, and then it was just a bunch of teams that just stacked next to each other. Like, I don't know how good they are in comparison to this team, But yeah, man. Hey, Reek, it was good having you on the channel. Technical difficulties and all, man. Appreciate you. Go ahead, shout yourself out for the people.
For sure. I appreciate the invite, man. This was definitely dope. Yeah, I'm sure my channel and stuff will be in the description. If you like NBA content, I do a lot of film breakdowns. So if you enjoy that type of stuff, go ahead, tap in. I might have a video dropping soon too. So be on the lookout if you decide to subscribe.
For sure, man. Hey, with that being said, this has been another video with your boy Marissa, Sports Historian. If you got through this entire video, if you're still here, leave a comment on what your expectations were for the Lions were this season. Leave a like, make sure you subscribe and turn post notifications on, man. And we out of here. We see y'all next time. Peace.